I would stand in front of Sound of Music as a child and do all of the songs and dances in a princess nightgown, and I felt like I was on stage. And I would do dances and all this stuff, but I think of recent, one of my favorite musicals is probably Wicked, because I learned that entire soundtrack. But You're in Town is also good. Avenue Q is really good. Les Mis is really good.
Did you see the movie?
Do what?
Did you see the movie?
I did see the movie. It was
Will you stop taking all of our choices?
Sorry.
I'm running out of ideas over here.
There's millions left. What are you talking about? I saw Billy Elliot in New York, which was fun as well.
I need to go see some musicals.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
We need to.
in my life?
I'll give you a huge stat. Just be like, Bryce, watch all of these.
Okay, perfect.
West Side Story will be the first one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, you've seen them?
I've seen that.
Okay, good. Okay.
I've seen one.
There you go. Let's pick that one.
Yeah, I choose that one. West Side Story is mine. It's my favorite of all time, of course.
That is my extensive knowledge.
That's awesome. I mean, Leonard Bernstein. You can't go wrong with Leonard Bernstein. God, all the ones that Cherami said. I really like Stephen Sondheim, so I really like, Cherami.
Into the Woods?
Into the Woods. I was gonna say.
I love it. Do you know they're making a movie of Into the Woods?
Another one from me.
Oh, do you know they're making a movie of Into the Woods?
Really?
Yeah, with Chris Pine and Anna Kendrick and some other people.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I love Into the Woods. I love Sweeney Todd, of course. I really love Sunday in the Park with George, though.
I've never seen
the one about the painter, Sarah, and his model, and his generation. It's really weird and experimental, even for Sondheim, but I love it. The music is great. The music is great. Check it out. Check it out.
Will.
Everyone, go watch or listen to, rather, Sunday in the Park with George. Become better people.
I need to see some musicals.
You should watch Mamma
We'll talk.
Mia.
We'll all have a musical party in one of our hotel rooms this weekend. We'll just watch.
Can we really?
There we go. Right.
Musical marathon.
It's so good.
What's yours? What's yours?
Phantom of the Opera, because I just saw it this week.
Phantom
But I like Mamma Mia. That's a pretty good
Mamma
one.
Mia is good.
I just saw the movie, and that's it. So I should
yeah.
probably see it on Broadway, maybe. That's about it.
Sweet.
Well, good for you.
Nice.
Good for you. Thank you for your question, Mom.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown's cute as well. I'm going to be on musical track all day today.
Hi, thank you guys for coming. I have a scenario question. If you were in a horror movie, what's the 2 characters that you voice that you would take with you in a horror movie?
Well, okay, I want to make sure I understood the question correctly. What are the 2 characters we voice that would take you to a horror movie?
No, if you were in a horror movie, what's the 2 characters you would take with you? So say you would be like, you're the one that's going to die first, you're the one that's coming with me.
Oh, so the human shield and
Yeah.
okay, now I'm following you. I thought, well, who would take you to a horror movie?
Do you want to go first?
I don't know. No? Yeah, I guess I will. I might as well. I would probably take Isaac from Baccano. Because he would make wonderful bait. And he can't really die, so I wouldn't feel bad. He'll come back. And then probably Sebastian, because... Oh my god, I really should start warning you all before I say anything Black Butler related. I'll be like, oh, everyone cover your ears. I would take Sebastian, because everyone would be... what's the horror movie villain got that Sebastian ain't got, right? Sebastian would be like, I've got this, Jason Voorhees. Excuse me, just a moment. Done. It's now a romantic comedy.
I would take Rin Okumura from Blue Exorcist.
Good choice.
Because if it was dark, he could light everything up so I could see who's coming, and he would offer a little protection. Also, I would take Henry from Fire Emblem. He's in love with blood, so if someone got killed, he would go and be the shield and get killed next, and just be like, "Yay, blood!"
Well, there's a couple ways that I'm thinking of going, but I would probably take Lizzie from Black Butler, because I know that with her high-pitched nature of things, she would probably annoy any ghost.
Mainly just so they don't want to hear her scream.
Exactly. Either way, I win. Or I would take, I would take Gage from Borderlands 2. Because like with a giant like arm of metal and awesome science-ness.
Awesome science.
I don't know how you can fight that. Or Shijima from Nabari because she's immortal, so obviously. And she bites people, which is a win-win.
Thank you. Really, really cute dress.
Awesome science-ness.
Awesome science-ness.
I'm
That
sorry, I
needs
think
to be
the
a
line in the actual game was like science, I'm a woman of science and ass kickery. But
It's kickery?
yeah. Not children's beverages like hot chocolate, but I love hot chocolate.
All right, random,
Okay.
love you. All right, first off, another movie you should watch is Guys and Dolls. Good music.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
good
yeah, Guys
choice.
and Dolls. Guys and
So that's one
Dolls.
for you, because obviously they've seen it.
Okay.
Second off, can we just hear that really popular phrase from Sebastian? Everyone's been
Which
waiting.
of the five? He's like, can you say this? Can you say this? Can you say this? Okay, I'll say the line. Okay, cover your ears. Just warning you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This happens. I really wish this stuff worked outside of conventions in real life. It doesn't. They just look at me like, the hell is wrong with you? But here I can say, well, after all, I'm simply one hell of a donkey. You do know he wants to eat your soul, right? Okay.
That's what makes it better.
Take my soul. I'm not using
Take
it.
everything. Just say the line. That should be my alarm, Tatum. Depending on the day, I'm either going to spring out of bed or I'll just be like, okay.
I did here.
Hi, this is for Bryce. I want to say it's a great honor to have you, and you are a part of my childhood.
Awesome. Awesome.
I was wondering, how did you feel playing the role of Asbelon from Tales of Grace? And can you say, "I love you, Richard. Will you be with me?"
I love where this is going. I love everything about this.
You don't understand how many Richard jokes happened during recording, by the way. Playing Asbel was amazing. I had tons and tons of lines through a Tales game because Tales games are massive. And it was my first Tales game that I was a part of, and it was just exciting to play the lead and to play that character. You want me to say, "I love you, Richard"?
Will you be with me?
You ready for this?
No, I think Sam's ready. Hold on, Sam, get the camera ready.
Is everyone?
All right, is everybody rolling? And action.
I love you, Richard. Will you be with me?
Love it.
Thank you. Here comes YouTube.
That's gonna be that
Welcome to my
line in
life.
context. Everybody's gonna be like, who's Richard?
Just a vine of that.
Why didn't I get my camera out?
Damn it.
Always.
Hello.
Hello. I've got two questions, one for you specifically.
One for you. Like one for
But
you.
my
Why did you screw up my childhood?
Oh no, you enriched my childhood, man.
Oh, what a perfectly healthy human being you're going to grow up to be.
Okay, but my general question is, if you could go on a date with anyone you have voiced or anyone in the show that you voiced, who would it be? Where would you take them? And why?
Look at me acting like I haven't thought about this before.
Haven't you been asked this question before? I think on the one panel that I was on with you, I think someone asked you this question.
Yeah, and it changes every time because I've played a lot of really hot characters. Not me a stone. I'd have to like do a speed dating thing with 5 minutes with Sebastian, 4 minutes with Kyoya. dance with Star because it would take that long to get him to say things. I don't know. I think, God, I'm gonna go with Isaac because Isaac is cute, but he's crazy. He's so much fun to be around. He's a big, dunderheaded immortal who just loves to go things like, let's go rob a liquor store, and that's in tux and tails. Because why not? It's fun. And I love being around people like that. Have just this crazy sense of adventure. Like we would probably end up in a roller rink somewhere, skating to like opera, right after we robbed a candy store or something, because that's the kind of thing Isaac would do. Someone's over there going, what? But yeah, I would have to go with Isaac. I would date Isaac just because that would be probably the most interesting date of my life.
Awesome.
Nice.
Golf clap.
I would pick Maso Mikita from Duraro. Just because I'd want him to pick me up. Because it would be kind of interesting to hear his cheesy pickup line. And I'd let him choose a place because it would also be interesting. Yeah.
I would pick Shunpei from Oedo Rocket, and if you haven't seen that show, he has a melon head. He looks like he has a giant cantaloupe on his head. Or honeydew, rather, sorry. But he's totally into math, and he gets turned on by math and pretty girls. And just watching him get all starry-eyed, he does this with every girl. So I know that it would happen with me because I am a girl, so it really doesn't matter. But I would feel so good about myself, just like letting him like stumble and be awkward. I would be like, I'm a beautiful princess, thank you, Shunpei. And I would like to know, I would let him pick, because I would like to know where a math genius would like to take me on a date. I think it would be fun. To the classroom, we'll learn algebra.
To a cornfield to do long division.
That sounds
And it's not a
magical.
euphemism, oh my god. Maybe it is, you don't know. Who would you date? Come on, who would you date? You're like, I don't know. God, it's tough answering questions, isn't it?
It's between Sebastian and France.
Really? You would go on a date with France?
Hell yes!
Well, if you go on a date with France, my love, you will need to get yourself checked. Just to be perfectly safe. You probably end up with like Dutch Elm's disease. If it's France. Just because France is not picky. As you all know. But, yeah.
But my specific question, if it's not too much to ask, would you possibly call my girlfriend and wish her a good day? And just say hello?
Oh, well, I mean, I would.
Maybe not right now, maybe after.
Maybe at some point, maybe at some point during the con.
She moved recently to North Dakota, and I miss her a whole lot.
Aww.
So.
I will totally, come and find me or something between panels, and we'll totally do it there. I don't want to do it now, just because nothing halts a panel. Like, hang on, just.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, totally find me, and we'll do it at some point this week.
Thank you very much. You mean a whole lot to me and her.
Aww. So cute. Oh dear.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. I see a mad scientist.
Yes. Okay, I want to ask, all three of you have an accomplished knowledge, a command of the English language when you happen to be performing different voiceovers, or even when you're doing panels or off panels when you're talking to different people. I'd like to ask, what do you have to do, or what do you do on a regular basis to keep yourself able to communicate with other people in such a fluent and interesting manner, going off on different tangents and whatnot in order to keep the conversation flowing?
That's a really damn good question. I wish I knew what the hell I did.
I just talk to the point that it annoys other people. Like I hate awkward silence. So I've been told I'm a really good first date, because like the guy, like my fiance told me, like, I never had to worry about anything because you just talked the whole time. Because I didn't want anybody to feel uncomfortable, so I'll just keep talking. But I think, like, that's why I say I'm a good first date. But subsequent dates, I think I probably get super annoying. Because I just keep talking. I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I don't know. No, I mean, why are you looking at me?
Because I feel like you're the master. You would know the right answer. I just want validation.
Honey, you'd be a great 6th, 7th, and 8th date. I don't know. You've been on the same date now for how many years? You must be doing something right.
That's true.
Should I start talking? I teach martial arts to kids, so it's kind of cool. I mean, you have to kind of make sense when you're talking to them, and sometimes you have to be creative to show them certain moves. So it kind of keeps me sharp. I don't know, and I'm a good first date also.
I bet you are. Oh God. You know, the truth is I didn't talk a lot when I was a kid because I had a really bad stutter. I know, right? I've been making up for lost time ever since. But I got into books. I read constantly. I'm very much a lit nerd. So everyone's like, yay, books. It's like the internet made out of trees. I read constantly. I mean, I find that I have to because when I was a kid, I didn't make friends very easily because I was very awkward and I stuttered and whatnot. And so being able to, get to know people through books, they kind of, I guess it made up, they were sort of the substitutes for the flesh and blood friends I wasn't always very good at making. So, but it built up a really good habit. Like once I sort of began to talk and whatnot, I found that, reading books it filled my head with ideas for conversation starters, or, I might find a witty turn of phrase, here and there, and so, I mean, most of the things out of my mouth at any given moment are completely ripped off of some work of literature that no one else has heard of, so it's great. My is just to have a huge library at your disposal. That and you have to kind of, am I right? You just have to not really give a damn what the other person thinks and hope that you're either going to like what I'm doing or you're not, and if you don't, screw you on to the next. And you do just kind of have to be like, and you ask questions. I mean, like the question you just asked, that was a really good conversation starter. You got all three of us going, so, I mean, if you're in a conversation with someone, especially meeting someone for the first time, you have to, ask questions, tell a little something about yourself to kind of give them an idea of how to frame their response. I mean, it's just, and then ideally they'll give you something to riff on, and it's just how the ball keeps it rolling. It's a lot easier than you think. You just have to put yourself out there for that first moment and, be vulnerable for a little bit, and then after that you suddenly make a new friend.
Yeah, I'm just doing my own creative sort of writing, so I'm trying to implement something whereby it would incorporate some sort of interest to the character. It's up to make some sort of characterization to make that particular character interesting in the same place. But thank you.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's a very good question. Thank you.
I have a question for Mr. Tatum, and I'm actually going to put you...
Mr. Tatum, I love this. Did you do your homework? I do feel like a teacher when people call me Mr. Tatum, but please go on.
I am going to be putting you on the spot with a very difficult question.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, you're going to ask me to spout out the number pi to the 8th decimal point or something?
Now, being that you are a huge Doctor Who fan...
Bring it. You don't scare me. You don't scare me.
This is like a lightning round.
Ding, ding, ding.
If Sebastian was ordered to, could he kill the Doctor?
I hate you. Hey, rules are rules. If Sebastian was in a contract and the person in the contract with him, like CL said, kill the Doctor, Sebastian would have to kill the Doctor. However, I also think that he would deeply regret it, but he would do it. But I mean, it's the Doctor, he'll come back. Sebastian will be like, all right. How cool would that be, actually? I wanted someone to do it like a crossover fan fiction where the Doctor regenerates because Sebastian kills him. And that is how the Doctor becomes a ginger. Thank you, thank you.
Guess what I'm now writing? It's going to happen. First of all, I want to say that you all look beautiful.
Oh,
very lovely people.
Wow.
But my question goes again to Mr. Tatum. I did do my homework.
Mr. Tatum, please, just call me.
Could you say I'm simply one hell of a butler in France's voice?
It doesn't. That just.
I love when they do that. They're like, Franz, Sebastian. I did a bit once. Someone's like, do a conversation between Franz and Sebastian, like off the cuff.
That's hard.
Two different, completely different accents, two different levels of my range, and so I was like, oh my God, you're so sexy. Do you want to come along for me? No. So you want me to say Sebastian's line as Franz? The simply one had, well, after all, I'm simply one élevé butler.
So, in case you guys are wondering about the whole musical things, they adapted the Human Centipede into a musical.
Nobody wants to see that. What are the songs gonna be like?
Aren't you supposed to sing in a musical?
How can you sing? It's gonna be a solo.
The entire time.
That makes me so uncomfortable. Maybe it's gonna be the only reason or way I'd see that if it was narrated by Kristen Chenoweth. That would be the only time that would be okay. Because she could do anything, and I would go watch it because I think she's hilarious.
No, okay. You let me know how it is.
She would never agree to it. Galinda narrating the Human Centipede musical. That's uncomfortable.
Oh my God. I will, okay, I'm not gonna lie, that would be hysterically funny to watch.
Yeah, but
Because you know there's gonna be at least one musical number that's like, like,
just one?
really? Yeah, just one.
Where should we get tickets?
Can they be $10?
Like the opening act is
I
gonna be
don't
called Rock, Paper, Scissors. Just went there. Oh my God, why did I not write this thing?
That's it, yeah. No, I'm just trying to figure out what the room was like when somebody's like, let's come up with a new musical, Human Centipede. And then everybody went, yeah. Like, what were they all
That's what's gonna
on?
make this work.
Because the only thing I can figure is somebody's like, that's a challenge, all right. Okay.
I don't know.
Who goes, brilliant?
Someone goes, there's a moneymaker.
Yeah. I mean, like, Kittens, the musical, and you, like, do all the little, that would be better. Like all the cute little kitten videos on YouTube.
Oh,
Make
Kitten
that
video. I'm like, Kittens the musical. I'm
Yeah.
like, is there a
I'm trying
show
to think,
called
like,
Kittens?
I'm trying to think, yeah, exactly.
YouTube
Not
channel.
cats.
YouTube the musical.